we're going to look at parameters. By not enabling parameters, it leaves the setting to auto. Now if we click this, now you have a dynamic mode, which is relative. And what that means is the 0 settings is essentially your auto setting, and then you could push a little more strength on compression, push the strength on sharpen, you could reduce the strength on dehalo, but it's all based on the auto settings that it sees. So it's taking your input and is putting those strengths to the auto setting. Manual is a little different. Easy way to clear this out is just enable and then re-enable. Go to manual, it's all set to 0. 0 is literally nothing or nearly nothing. So if you want to sharpen something, you put the exact parameter you want. If you want to fix compression, you put that parameter and so forth. What I like to do in this case is I like to use this estimate button. I want to see what the application believes the setting should be. So it's almost like auto function, but what it does is it searches a few frames before and a few frames ahead. So unlike auto where it goes per frame and goes all the way through, it's just going to check a little bit from whatever point you're at. So this point, you can see these settings compared to the end might be a little bit different. Since this shot doesn't really change, I don't expect these parameters to change much. Okay, see? But you notice that it did change because it's only looking at the surrounding frames here. So we do have an extra person here, things like that, so it did change and make those adjustments. Now, from here, I like to use this as my base and then decide, okay, I actually want more sharpening and I want more compression. I want to keep the dehalo the same, but I want to reduce these alias edges a little bit more, which might soften it just a little bit, but I think that looks a little more natural. And then you could go based on that. Okay, so that's a really good way to kind of get an idea of what the application believes it should be, and then it help guide you to make any modifications. Do note that I have this add second enhancement. This is not recommended to do your first time trying things out. What you would normally see is nothing here. I would first try with just the normal 1 settings, just get comfortable using this tool, but not all computers are made the same. So if your machine is not capable of adding a second enhancement, I would leave this alone. And if you want to add a second enhancement after doing the first one, it's usually a good time to render, export, bring that in, and add a secondary enhancement. But if you do want to add a secondary one, essentially you have the same sort of settings here. Add your models, very similar settings as you would on the first enhancement. I am going to leave this disabled. You could look into the documentation on how to add a second enhancement. And that covers enhancements.